Action.
So, how is the new investment plan going?
Investment plan's going really well. I feel like it's on a positive upturn here instead of ticking down.
Oh, okay. You guys
Nice.
getting all buy-in with everybody, huh?
Yeah, I have quite a few investors enrolled, and people are really happy with the percentages that they're going to be getting back on top of the money they've already invested. So
Oh,
it's pretty exciting. There's 14 new locations popping up too in Texas and in Oklahoma. So we're really going to be
That's
making quite a bit of
That's really cool.
extra money.
that's great. All the time you guys spend on your market research out there, that's
Yeah,
great.
it's
finally
really
paying
important
off.
to have that SEO
Ah.
working for you.
Oh, yeah.
It's
I've
behind
heard
the
about that.
scenes. Yeah.
Mm.
It's not just the website, to how it looks, it's also, I guess, behind the scenes is so important for people to
tired of
use
talking?
that to help their businesses grow.
Oh wow, what's that?
Hmm. Sounds like some sort of alarm.
Yeah, I haven't heard that around before.
Yeah.
Like a breakdown or something.
Hello, Investor Hub members. My name is Angela Tate.
And I'm Annie.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, nice to meet you.
We're happy to be here today, and as you heard those noises, our name of our company is Tonic Tunes. You know what? I'm going to ask you to step right. We're just practicing
okay.
right there in front of that, and then I'm here because I was like blocking you completely.
Okay.
Okay, all right, so we talk about that. Tonic Tunes is our company, and we're excited to be here today because we are looking at eradicating noise in the healthcare environment. And as you know, patients need their rest, and they have quite a bit of research. Now, see, this is why I need this in front of me,
Okay.
just for a minute.
Just read it.
Just read it.
Just read it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna face
Like if
this
you're
way,
reading a
like
novel.
you're listening, because the cameras, otherwise my back is.
Yeah.
Okay, we can.
Okay. This is like doing a news report or
Well,
something.
there you go. That's
Okay.
You know,
So this is what I need to do.
Just read it.
Hello,
fast.
my name is Angela Tate, and this is.
Annie Marion.
It's a pleasure to be here today. Our company is Tonic Tunes. It exists today to eradicate the epidemic noise. I'll get through that.
Yeah.
Okay. By the way, Annie, when was the last time you were ever in the hospital or visiting a friend? Because those noises that we just sounds are very distressing. In fact, going to the dentist's office, you find disturbing sounds. There's the patient room. There's the outpatient center when you're getting x-rays and so
It's
forth.
real.
Yes. You know what I'm talking about. How about you, Investor Helps? Do you feel the same way?
A lot of beeping
Yeah,
machines,
it's-
especially if you're in the hospital.
Yes.
Oxygen and all sorts of sounds constantly going on. Very uncomfortable
Absolutely.
and nerve-wracking.
Yes, it can be even frightening. Scientific, I don't know why I can't get this, just a second. Sufficient scientific evidence has showed us that noise exposure can impact the hearing, impairment, hypertension, heart disease, as well as sleep disorders, and even impact the staff who work in the healthcare industry with medical errors and alarm fatigue. These are very disconcerting issues. And so for our innovation, the Tonic Tunes has decided that we're going to solve this problem. And we're going to talk a little bit about the innovation framework. The innovation framework simply means that we're going to solve a problem. We understand the concept. We will take it through some different testing and refinement, and then go into implementation. Today we are here because we're looking to have investors help us with the implementation of this new product and idea. But it really hedges on three core concerns and who are impacted, the stakeholders, which would be the providers, the patient experience, as well as the environment. Now, what we have found recently, the CMS, which stands for the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services, they actually produced a survey, a patient survey, back in 2008. So what has happened is when people are discharged from the hospital, they are able to take the HCAP survey and they score 27 questions, of which one has to do with how quiet your patient is it around the patient room. Now, unfortunately, I looked this morning and the reports are still showing that out of all of North America, about 7 states are just hovering their quality scores around 70%. On the average, we are still looking at 62% performance when it comes to creating a quiet and tuning down that healthcare environment, noises. So that is why we're here today. We actually have come up with a product ideas to be able to impact these 3 concerns: the environment, the providers, and the patient. There are some pain points that the providers actually experience, and that simply is that when the scores, satisfaction scores are low, that impacts the reimbursables. The payer, like Medicare, reimburses or gives them a revenue for the scores. That's difficult when the scores are low. They also were finding that there's compliance issues where patients may feel uncomfortable. Everything that you shared up front, if you're going in for maybe a transfusion, or if you have, let's say, dialysis, you may find it difficult to sit there for several hours and you want to get up and leave. So that's another pain point for the providers. They get penalized. In addition to that, you also find that those who are trying to recover, you come to the hospital to heal, they end up finding that patients are staying longer, so the length of stay is extended. And last but not least, we want to get those patient survey scores up higher for them. So those are the pain points. So what we have done, we're going to infuse therapeutic sound frequencies into the environment. There are terrific noise abatement programs out there, but unfortunately, we're still at 62% success rate. So by infusing your environment with sound frequencies will bring the perception and provide the perception that there is a quiet, relaxing environment. So Annie, why don't you give each of our guests one of those boxes there? They can take a look at that. This is, and we found out in our research simply that our clients actually have told us that they would like an item that is a wearable. And so this little box here is movable and wearable. You can wear the earplugs, and so like if you're at the dentist, you can actually put this in and the dentist would provide this. The other thing that our clients are shared with us that there are a pad. We have a pad that actually can sit in the dental chair that can play music, the sound frequencies, as well as in the bed mattress. That's the second item. The third item is really looking at the soundscape of the entire building and being able to release the sound frequencies through the HVA system. So no longer are you listening to the HVA noises or the hum of the pearlescent lights and so forth. What happens here is we did a test with veterans, and one of them was so relaxed, they literally fell asleep and didn't even get up to open the door when we were checking on them. So we are very excited about this product. Now, there's some other points that I wanted to also talk about before I ask you any questions. And that is that I want to make sure you also understand if you're going to invest in these, the benefits. And the benefits are simply that we are beginning to find through this program that we hope to implement throughout North America, where patients won't have to stay as long in the hospital. So the providers are learning that there's a decrease in their stay. Finally, they're getting improved survey scores, patient survey scores through the HCAPS survey, which just stands for Hospital Consumer Assessment Healthcare Provider Survey. And then also when that happens, it ties and links with the compliance, quality metrics will go up, as well as the reimbursables will go up. So now they're generating revenue. To give you a small idea of that is if you take an ICU room, one patient can be impacted by the noise exposure. Cost is about 14,700 per patient. That is a lot of revenue to lose when it impacts you in other physical and emotional ways. So in fact, that's almost a 54.1% gain of revenue. And if we can correct that problem, that would be terrific. Now, there is one other thing, and when we actually finish with this, we want to collect the data. And that data is going to be tied into our electronic health record system so that we can begin to isolate and begin to understand the different patient groups and people type dental, what areas with vertical market within healthcare who will really benefit from this type of a program. So we have a cry for action today from our investors. We would love to have you partner with us. And so having said that, we are asking today for some seed startup funds of $360,000 to get us started. Who would like to join the Tonic Tune team?
Could we ask you some questions about the company
Absolutely.
first?
I love that.
Yeah,
Sure.
all right. So what are the financial implications for this innovation?
The financial implications are very exciting. When you look at this industry, we're pretty much, you could probably call us part of the wellness industry. And so looking at some of the other industries in that, when it comes to sound recognition, that industry is going to net about 4.4 billion by 2025. In addition to that, you have a lot of your wellness apps and companies. And by 2027, they're looking at netting almost $4,000 million in revenues for that piece of the business. And just Forbes and the Institute of Health published back in 2019 that they were already at 20 million.
Oh, thank
So
you.
there's quite a bit of opportunity.
That's helpful for me to make a decision if I want to contribute that $360,000 for your innovation.
Absolutely. Thank you, Lisa.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have a question.
Yes.
So what does the competition look like? Who else is out there doing this right now?
Well, who else is out there? That kind of ties right into the question that Lisa asked. And thank you for asking Christina that question. I feel that the competition, if you look at some of the companies, what we are providing are how we package what the wellness therapeutic sounds already exist. We know that music therapy has been around for a while, and that has worked within the healthcare system. This is a little different because it's not music therapy. It's actually releasing therapeutic sound frequencies at different, scientifically, at a higher hertz and in between notes that we haven't really heard before that really are beneficial. A good example would be similar to listening to classical music, where they have found that that is essential in helping people to study and to learn. We are finding that the impact of the sound frequencies will influence the healing process, and so we're very excited about this. So the competition proves that it can be successful, but I'm sure, Christina, have you seen this already packaged like this within the healthcare
I have not.
environment?
Sounds very interesting. Yeah.
What marketing opportunities are there for these products?
I'm glad you asked that, Scott. Great question. We took some time and actually conducted a survey, Annie and I, and we learned from this survey that the participants actually, our test market will be, again, we're going to start with the dental industry. Surprisingly, I thought it would have been, a different segment. But we've got about 38% responses that that's where they would like to see utilizing a product like this. Next we looked at the emergency department, and then like urgent care, and then the building product was so if you were to look at 38% 38, 34, those were the percentages. And so we would like to start with the test market being the dental client and stakeholders, and that would be where we would roll out our MVP product, minimum viable product, where we can do like a little test market before really investing more into it. And at that point, we envision that within the first year, about 267,000 we would make, because we're going to use the MVP approach. And then after that, be able to ramp that up pretty quickly. It is a 3 to 5 year commitment when it comes to this investment, because there's quite a bit that goes into really establishing the innovation, becoming a 510K company, and going through some of the licensing that's required. So, who would like to sign up with Tonic Tune? And we're tuning down the world and healthcare so people can experience the very best wellness in life.
Sign me up.
Yay! Thank you very much. Wow. Okay, so that was we're going to cut.
I can see where you're getting, cut.
I can turn it off now.
Okay. I can see where you're getting an A.